Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Math Blasters. Is
Wait,
that
Math
what you said
Blasters?
before we started, Jason?
Yes, I'm gonna go with that. Definitely not Tremors 2.
I said Math Blasters. I came into Discord last night, and Curtis and Dave were playing some absolutely inscrutable tile-based video game that just was like, it was just an avalanche of like, well, if I move this scorpion over here, he becomes a 2, and then this 2 becomes a 1, and then this is a lizard, and then 2 and 1 and 2 and 2. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go.
If a train leaves Los Angeles going at 75 miles an hour, yeah.
The train leaves
The
Los
beginning of the Leroy Jenkins video where they're like, "Ah, yes, 601 repeating, of course." They're doing a bunch of nerd math.
Speaking of Leroy Jenkins would support the sponsors of Proficiency Bonuses channel, which is probably not true because he only supports fried chicken. But those sponsors are, in fact, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. At any point during tonight's stream, if you so desire, you can enter Little Dragon, exclamation point Little Dragon, or exclamation point CGC into chat to get a link to either of those websites. Little Dragon Corp, of course, is a Canadian-based dice company selling polyhedral tabletop gaming dice. And you can use our code PROBONUS at checkout for 10% off anything you buy in their shop. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick and mortar tabletop game store located in Evans, Georgia, here in the United States. But if you are not local to Evans, Georgia, fear not. They have a robust online site where you can order many fine products for all of your tabletop gaming needs. Thank you to Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games for supporting Proficiency Bonus.
Thanks.
Let us dive into our recap before we begin. The Fool's Errand, accompanied by Velza Erden, the attaché of one Mithlindian Inquisitor. Whoa!
No.
Oh, I ruined the surprise. She was the traitor the whole time. No,
I knew
From
it!
inside the house.
attaché of the Mithlindian Inquisitor Liana Highhaven, have been investigating on behalf of King Roland Aldo a brewing plot against the crown that he suspects is being orchestrated from within the Parliament of the Kingdom of Midlanday. The group of you followed a series of clues and did some investigating, and I just realized Russell's not in his chair. You guys did
He'll be
I
right
giggled
back.
when he said BRB as you were like getting the thing started. I was like, ah.
a series of investigative threads, learning information throughout the kingdom, and have uncovered a plot that seems to point to one Alaman Hernrose, a member of Parliament, who is apparently working alongside the Brotherhood of Artanis. A mysterious shipment was brought into Midlanday under some sort of like forged up documents, while simultaneously key individuals within the Midlandian Transit Authority, the organization that maintains the teleportation portal within the city of Naviria, were replaced steadily over the course of several months with who you have now determined to be plants for the Brotherhood of Artanis. The plot, it seemed, was to take the smuggled-in goods, which were a number of immovable rods, a magical item capable of being placed in a location and then activated and resisting all forces applied against it up to a certain weight limit. A series of these were attached into the large cabled chains which support the huge rock that hovers above the teleportation network as a safety measure if if a hostile party were ever to attempt to enter the city via the teleportation network, the rock could basically just be dropped on the portal to destroy it and shut the way. With that safety net disabled, it made way for an invading force of Ignean soldiers to begin pouring through the portal into the city of Niveria. At this point, 100 soldiers are in the sort of the antechamber of this teleportation network, and are preparing to begin charging out into the city. You have disabled several of the immovable rods, disabling 7 out of 10 of the rods that were placed on the chains holding the large stone up above the teleportation network. And Alar has coerced the information on the location of the mechanism to drop the rocks from the acting station master, who had been put in place by Alum and Hermrose. I don't believe he gave you specifics on like what exactly the process for dropping the rock is, but he told you like where to go, basically.
No, he did not, and I realize that could bite us in the butt.
Oh well. Alar basically told him like go, like get out of my sight, go hide, and let him scamper off. And the group is in the process of getting back together. You guys are on the upper tier of the inside portion of the transit station. For those at home, our rough drawn picture that I've been using to keep track looks kind of like this. You guys, this being down below this area here, this being sort of the interior ring where there is like a catwalk that you can then enter into the building that actually sits on ground level above this like big hole. And the rock itself is this massive piece of stone that encompasses this entire area in here. I think we'll keep our initiative where it was, but we'll put a pause on initiative to sort of obfuscate, give you guys the ability to gather yourselves and talk freely and stuff like that. Just keep in mind, we'll estimate it a little bit based on how much conversing and things you have to do, but time is still passing, and soldiers are continuing to flood into the station. So even though we're not going to go in strict rounds until you guys get back into actually fighting somebody, time will continue to pass, and every 6 seconds that pass is another group of soldiers that pour through this portal. So I will turn it to you. And I guess the last thing is Osrius is somewhere in the bowels of the Transit Authority right now. You guys last saw him kick his way into the interior there, and just kind of gave him the instruction of try and find your way to us. You have not seen him since, so he's an unknown entity, an unknown quantity right now. He's somewhere.
I'm just picturing that scene from Endgame where they cut to the Hulk and he's like, so many stairs! That's what I imagine.
Okay, so take it away, guys.
All right, I zoom over to Velza and Walter. All right, I know where it is. Follow me.
And I'm gonna point down to unconscious Velza and
Before we do that,
I'm gonna and then I'm gonna look and see where, try to look for where Brahm is.
Yeah.
Brahm
Draconic
is by
course.
Velza.
Okay.
Brahm and Alar kind of fly up.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he was still invisible. I couldn't remember that part.
No, because I
Drop his invisibility.
He dropped it to
I
try
did
to
it
up
to
me,
it.
and then I got hit again, and then I went down again.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So Velza is currently unconscious. Walter is not looking much better.
Yeah.
Everybody
so
has sort of joined back together.
We're
yeah,
all
we're
like
all-
yeah.
We'll say you guys all gather up on the top there.
All right. Buckle up, boys and girls. Girl, I can only do this once, so try and keep your shit together. I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds at 5th, using my only 5th level spell slot. So everybody's gonna get 3d8. I'm gonna roll real
3
dice
HP.
because every time I roll healing on D&D Beyond, it rolls low. Everybody gets 22 points of health back,
Ooh,
Goodness.
including myself.
wow, I'm looking
I
great.
live.
I feel
Uh,
much better. I sit both
Again,
upright.
I can
All right.
only do that once until I take a nap, so try not to get too banged up.
ALR, I'll help Velza to her feet. Okay, like I was saying, I know where to go. Follow me.
all right. So, to the Batcave,
To the drop cave.
to the drop button. Got it.
All right. So you, Aylar, you were told basically, where this thing is, and it is in the building on the surface, on the top level. About from where you, let's see, where were you guys gathering up?
Basically directly above the
These are directly above the control panel for this thing.
Yes.
So you guys basically have to go like halfway around the circle.
Okay.
So like if you guys are here right now,
Yeah.
right? Where Alar was given instructions is basically like it's above the, because this is this is like a ramp down, but there is like a ceiling to this which has part of that circular building. You need to get here up top, so you're going either this way or this way.
So is that like probably 2 rounds dashing?
Depends how you approach it. Are you flying straight across, or are you going around?
I'm
Which-
definitely not flying over enemies right now.
We've both been shattered at least twice.
Yeah, that's my concern. Is
I'm-
that
And we should
I'm not even
probably try and stick more to the ground, as I am essentially useless while trying to concentrate on keeping everybody in the air.
Yeah, you get hit once and then we all fall. So around. It's going to be guarded and probably going to be reinforced, if not reinforced already. So get ready for more blood.
Fly spell is only a 1 minute duration anyway, right?
10.
So it's a 10-minute duration. Okay. If he's still concentrating on it, I'm still happy to use flight.
quick question for the DM? Is there anybody on this catwalk with us, or is it just us up here right now?
Not that you see right now.
Okay. Okay. I had an idea, but I think it's the second I do it, it's going to backfire, so I'm just going to follow.
Okay. Alrighty. So you guys are going around the catwalk. Now you're still you can basically like skim the ground in flight. You can take advantage of that extra speed from flight. So you got 120 feet of movement, right?
Yeah, with the dash.
So if you guys dash, you should pretty much be able to make it around to like the opposite side in like around, give or take. Now you're still like outside in this portion. You're gonna need to go inside from here now. But you kind of like skirt around. There's nobody up here, as I said. You kind of hear the commotion below. The individuals who are on those individual platforms that have the like the chain ports. They're kind of like you hear the commotion of yelling back and forth, as they kind of saw the group of you sort of like fly up and over like onto this kind of catwalk here. But if you guys are sort of like staying low and making, they're kind of trying to figure out where you went. The forces on the ground there, you continue to see soldiers pour in, and they like the first columns of soldiers are now in the process of like exiting the transit station and moving out into the city.
Lovely.
You have
Alright.
2 options from here of like ways that you can go. You can go up and like, into the building, or you can go. No, you can actually from here. We've established you can only go up into the building. To go like into any of the other like portions, you need to go from the building past. So, go ahead and make a. Let's have you guys collectively make. I'll let you determine kind of how you're approaching this. Do you want to make a stealth check? Do you want to make a? I guess what's the approach you're taking here? Is it just like, are you trying to avoid further conflict till you get to where you're going, or are you just like charging full speed?
I imagine we're probably trying to like avoid getting like, we're not gonna like run through a crowd of people, but like we want to get up as like to where we need to go as fast as possible. I imagine that's accurate.
Yeah. So not quite charging, but probably not stealthy either. There's too much commotion.
Let's just call it a straight straight investigation check.
Like a D20 or like investigation plus our
Whatever your investigation is.
Okay.
I was determining whether there was going to be a stealth roll or whether I was going to give you like potential disadvantage. But if you're sort of even keeling it, we'll just call it an investigation.
Between Adam and I, it's already at 52.
Good, because it's a 4.
29.
Okay.
22.
23.
Okay. So no problem. You guys rush up the steps. You open the door into the into the interior of the building there, and you like emerge into that central long curved hallway that makes this circular building. You enter in, and there are quite a few people in the hallway here now. There is at this point, what you can kind of tell is like a rush for the exits. Word has spread through the facility here of like what is happening at this point. As it's been a couple of minutes since all of this started, and like there's been open battle in the center of this chamber. People are attempting to get the hell out of here. So there are quite a few people in the hallway now that are like kind of running this way and that. You see like people with like arms full of papers making their way for the door. People who have just like taken off and are running.
And one guy with an ice cream maker.
Yeah. The
Filled with Beskar.
Yep. The soft pretzel guy is like wheeling his car towards the door as fast as he can. Nobody seeming to be like. It just looks like people who like had who were like work here, and are now making a run for it. You don't see any opposition or anything like that as you like get into the hallway here. Is there anything that you were trying to do, Velza, that you were looking for? You were looking for a person before. There are people now.
I just put the idea in the chat for everybody that I was thinking of, that I wanted to see, like, but I assume if there's like a mass crowd and a rush for exits, no one's really looking at us as we come through the door, right?
Not really.
Are we flying over their heads?
I was gonna like walk into the space. I wasn't gonna be like blatantly flying. That's just me. I'm not trying to get shanked.
Yeah, I don't think there might be an agent or two in here, but I don't want to take the time to try and figure it out. I just want to get to the fail-safe
Right.
room.
So you guys book it. Um, you you follow the instructions that you were given by the acting station master. You have to go like a little bit, maybe 20 feet down the hall. You have to kind of bump your way through the crowd a little bit as people are going kind of in opposite directions. Nobody seems to agree on which way everyone is running. Um, so the equivalent of like a difficult terrain, you sort of like slog your way through the rush of people. Um, you make it to the like marked door that you were instructed to go to, um, and it is a heavy, secured door. It is wood, but you can see like it's got like iron banding on it, and you can kind of tell it looks like it's probably like a metal cord door. Um, and there is a pretty like hefty looking lock on the door. And there's like a big sign that's like authorized personnel only.
God damn it! I didn't grab the key from him. All right. ALR's gonna whip out ye old thieves' tools and get to work. Let's see, proficiency. Let me just double check. This.
I'm just gonna like openly cast disguise self to like
Okay.
change my garb to the transit authority people's.
Okay.
Just I don't want some non-involved person coming up and being like, "What are you doing with that door?"
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so it's just straight proficiency. So D20 plus 4. Rolling. God damn it. So that's a 9, first try.
Okay. So I think what happens here is um, you get down there and you begin to use your thieves tools, and you kind of like start feeling the tumblers inside, looking for like kind of like bounce the pick until you feel the catch. And you set 3 of the pins, um, and on the fourth, you get to like the fourth pin, and as you like go to move the pin into position, you hear like you sort of like having trouble kind of like listening for it. You bounce the pin and you push it, and it goes up like a little further than you were intending, and you hear like a secondary click inside the mechanism. And then like your picks that you have set all go like akimbo as something inside the mechanism like spins and rearranges all of the tumblers, and you lose all of the progress that you had set up, setting you back to square one. And I think as you are like doing that, somebody does like in fact like run up behind, like run up to you guys, and Walter, since you are like disguised in the in this garb, um this person runs up. They're wearing the colors of the transit authority. They have like a baton in their belt. um this gentleman is a little past middle age. He's a little heavy set. He's like out of breath, and you kind of see like the whites of his eyes as he's like a little panicked, and he says, What's going on here? What's happening? There's soldiers in the lobby, and
I'm gonna like grab him by the shirt and pull him up to me, just like it's like calm down. Ignians are invading. We need this door open now. Do you have the key?
he looks. He says yes. Yeah, and he like reaches into his belt and he like gets his key ring out. And he's like, why didn't they just send the signal to the to drop the rock from the inside? And he like gets his key and
They were compromised. I'm gonna dismiss my disguise and like say like we're here on on behalf of the king under secret orders to find out some plot, but there
We're here on behalf of Inquisitor Highhaven. That's our agent.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, nuts. It's an 11.
Wait a minute. I did throw in, so let me see if I do well enough to give you advantage. 12? Is that enough to?
That's actually fine. Well, it wasn't a super high DC. I only set that at 10. He kind of blinks. He's a little taken aback as you like undisguise yourself as a
Scruffy like a nerf herder.
yeah. Now you're like a mustachioed gentleman in robes with a shovel.
100% of my disguises have the exact same mustache.
Oh, okay.
It's
Um,
critical.
So the mustache is the only part that the consistency of mustache across both disguises calms his nerves a little. You drop the king's name. You drop Inquisitor Highhaven's name, who he seems to recognize. And he like looks at the group of you. He's got like the key in the lock, and he's like, "So help me if this is not the right decision."
Thank you.
He clicks the lock. He turns his key, and you hear the locked door to this chamber. This passage opens, and he removes the key.
I'm going to pull out not the wizard's book, but the locations book, and I'm going to hand it to him, and I say, like, I took this from the control room. Keep it safe. And then I'm like gonna like push it into his chest.
He takes it and he says, "Right." He says, "I'll get this out of here. If I pass any other security officers, I'll send them in your direction."
No. If we don't know who to trust right now, you had the key. You got us in. You're trustworthy. Just get it somewhere you know is safe.
If you can, get to the Parliament building. Inquisitor Highhaven.
As he says Highhaven's name, I grab my loot because I have one because of reasons, and it has my initials carved in the back of it. And I feel like Highhaven would know that that's mine, specifically the way it's designed and everything. And I give it to him and I say, "Show her this to get in. If no one will let you see her, demand to see her. Tell her Velza sent you."
Okay, he's
Give
got
her this.
He's got the book.
He's
Yeah,
got
I'll be fine.
He
He looks like everybody else running out of here with stuff. He's fine.
Fucking hell! All right, I'm off. And he lets running down the hallway. So he is off. You give him the book. You give him the loot as a signet to Highhaven. And as a refresher, you guys have sent some messages out, right? You sent
Yes.
We sent a message to Highhaven to get to Parliament.
Yes.
And then you sent Morgan
to Tyrus.
to Sir Tyrus Luther, correct? With a note tied to her.
Yes.
Telling him that Ignians are coming through the teleportation network. Okay.
Correct.
So you the door is now open before you. It opens into a short hallway, maybe 15 feet long. This is going like away from.
Before he runs, ALR grabs him. They didn't say how. How do we drop it?
He goes. It's a two turnkey sort of situation. He says, there should be two individuals on duty at all times. They carry a carved sort of crystal thing. Go into two slots, and they have to be put in simultaneously and turned.
Thank you. Good luck. Get out of here.
Okay. Runs off. The loot is like bing, 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 bing. It's like running. But he like sprints down the hall in the other direction.
We're getting him a promotion when this is all over, or retirement, whichever he prefers.
Probably retirement.
Okay, so yeah, the hallway is about 15 feet. It is like you're kind of here. It goes this way, and down a little bit. You kind of get the impression that it is the chamber that this opens up. There's another door, like at the other end of this little hallway. You get the impression that that's actually slightly below the level of the building, like inside the, inside this sort of area here.
All right. Alar's gonna close the door behind them.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. No, I don't think Oz is gonna be able to find us at this point. And besides, if he does, it's going to literally be him doing the Kool-Aid Man bit.
As we're like going down, I'm gonna ask Brom like, is there a way we can quickly tell if they're agents?
That's a good question. Is there?
Don't you have a pin or something on you?
Like,
Didn't you show
we're not gonna like stop and argue this point. It's
No,
just gonna be
that was a
like,
DM question. I don't know if
Yeah.
that.
like would Brom know like a quick like catch like passcode
A
or
hand
something,
sign?
like Hail Artanis or something, like just like.
I
feel
mean,
like
the
Brom
guys
would
that you
tell
have
him.
encountered thus far have all been wearing Mythlandian Transit uniforms.
Yeah.
Like that when the invasion started, they didn't all put their like tuxedo mask villain masks on.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, I assume they're going to be disguised or like in transit authority things with possibly the keys. So like, it's going to be hard to tell if they are or not. So we'll find out, I guess.
So Walt, then Brom into Walter's question, and Brom will go. The whole point of the organization is to look like anybody and to not stick out. So, no, not really.
All right. Well, good luck with this place, I guess. Here we go. Just keep like power walking down the stairs or hall or wherever it is.
Okay. There is a door at the other end of this hallway. It does not look as like heavily reinforced as the other one did.
It's
Locked.
Try the handle.
Check.
I'm just gonna try the handle.
Tug.
Does not appear to be.
Okay. All right. Get ready. And Alar will open the door.
You open the door, and Alar, make a dexterity saving throw.
Lovely.
It's a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's me because that is a 1. Thankfully, evasion is a thing, so I only take half damage.
Well, the dexterity saving. So basically, what happens is you open the door, and you get shot by a crossbow bolt.
Okay.
There is, let's see.
Oh, is there like another door around here?
You're gonna take 5 points of piercing damage. A crossbow hits you, and you get a glimpse into the room. What you see is not particularly large room. It's similar in size to the like the little control room thing you were in down below. It's only about like a 15-foot by 15-foot ish room, square. There is what appears to be a you can kind of see like a long rectangular sort of like viewport on the far side of it. There is at least in your like quick glimpse as you like get hit by an arrow and like recoil, there's at least one body on the ground in here that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And at a quick count, you guess that there is probably like half a dozen guys just like in this room. What you do see is Ignean armor. If you'll remember from last week, like the first thing that the first wave of dudes did when they came in is they went inside. And you have just found where they went.
Makes sense.
Okay.
That tracks.
Alar rubs the wound. There's Ignean soldiers in there, half dozen. They've most likely killed the actual agents. We need to kill them. No mercy.
With that, we are in initiative. So you like back out kind of through the door. We're gonna keep our initiative from before. And what is gonna happen is that like immediately, like as soon as those words leave your mouth, the door like yanks back open, and two Ignean soldiers like charge through. So let me visualize our hallway here just so I can kind of see where everybody's standing. So the hallway is about 10 feet wide. All right. The room inside, I'm gonna call the room inside 20 just to make it even. 20 feet long and 10 feet like deep. So Alar we know is like in the doorway. How are you guys like arranged in this little hallway here?
I feel like Walter was about to just open the door, and then like Alar got like beat him to the punch, so I'm like directly behind where Alar is.
All right. So Alar, Walter, is behind him. There's like another space next to Alar up at the door that is available, where you guys can be like, however you want to arrange yourself.
I mean, I imagine it's going to be like row 1 is like Alar on one side of the 10-foot, and then like Walter is like 5 feet back from that, and then everybody else wherever. Does that make sense?
Who wants to be? Yeah, who wants to be in front and who wants to be behind?
So right now I have like, there's your doorway.
Mm-hmm.
I have Alar right here. I have Walter behind him at like a diagonal. There's, another 2 square, like Velza and Brahm can be here and here. Behind that, or like Brahm can be here. We're just, where do you guys want to put yourselves essentially?
Brahm, any preference? Alright, I'll be in the row behind, like I'll be diagonal from Walter in line with Alar.
Okay.
Like that space back, like have that gap space between us.
And where are we putting Brahm?
I guess I'll be in the back.
Okay. Put Brahm.
Just like zigzag the people.
Yeah.
So there's a 5-foot gap on either side of us, just in case.
I'm not doing anything close range.
Walter's gonna pull out his shovels. It's time to shovel some shit. Let's
This
go.
is basically what you guys are looking at. Door being
Yes.
here. And then this being a room full of dudes.
Alright, I see a bunch of S's and an A.
Yeah.
Does A look different than the S's?
Yeah, A's a dude in pajamas.
Alright.
Wonderful.
He's a robot boy. Okay. So now that the door is fully open, you guys get like a little bit of a better look. Two of the there are two bodies on the floor in here. There are two of the individuals in here are wearing transit authority robes. Transit authority garments. The other 4 are Ignean like shock troopers. And then there is the final guy is in robes. So as that door is ripped open, the 2 guys like right at the door are gonna make 2 attacks each against Alar.
Oh, good.
The first one crit fails and then gets a 18 to hit.
That hits.
And the second one gets a 12.
Miss.
And an 8. So 2 misses.
Okay, then I will uncanny dodge the 1 hit.
Okay. He is going to deal 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Uh,
Has that been halved already, or
oh no, so you'll take 2.
okay?
Would have been
Just
5.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So that is the 2 of their attacks. You see that the guys in the Mithlindian colors both have crossbows. One of them is like in the process of reloading because he's the one who like shot you when you opened the door. The other one doesn't have an angle on you from here, so he's not fired at all.
Okay.
That is going to bring us to the guy in his pajamas.
Oh, goody.
Forgot to bring the spell sheet up for him. He is going to use a spell which will be directed at Walter. Walter, you see this guy like pulls his like flips through a page in his like to a page in his like book, and then he casts a hand out in your direction as he shouts an arcane command. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Does a 26 save?
26 doesn't. That's weird that it doesn't.
Oh god!
I know, it
It's
definitely
Marcus!
does.
Run away!
Okay. We're done.
26 definitely saves. So this individual, he lifts his hand. He shouts out this arcane command, and the spell effect. Let's see this. I'm resisting the urge to get silly with the material components. He pulls like from his pouch. He pulls like a some kind of like it almost looks like mud. It's some kind of like foul, like goopy stuff.
Pocket, huh?
Yeah. And he mutters this command, and you see this whatever this like gunk in his hand just like immolates. And you sort of like everything gets a little hazy for a second. But you like focus your own will against the power of his spell, and you manage to keep yourself in position. Let us say. That is going to bring us to Brahm, as you see this spellcaster attempt to fling magic at Walter unsuccessfully.
Okay. That spellcaster gets to deal with everybody's favorite spell, Will It Blend?
Uh-oh.
Cast at 4th level.
I cast knives!
Cast at 4th level.
Okay. He needs to make a saving throw, or he just gets...
Nope. He's just in daggers. Though I think it takes his damage on his turn.
His turn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, the cloud of daggers begins to materialize.
And that's all.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Then Walter and Velza, it is both of your turns. Why don't you go, Velza, since Walter is...
I was like, where the hell did he go?
You're right now.
Given that I'm too close right now, I'm going to pull out my short sword, even though I'm not somebody who usually stabs people. But
Okay.
here we are. And I'm just going to swing at the guy who managed to hit Alar. I'll move
So
forward.
you'll have to move up. You'll go
Yeah.
go next to Alar.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'll just swipe at him.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Because it's what I can do at the current time. 18 to
What
hit?
you don't know is that the spell was secretly successful.
An 18 does hit.
Okay, good.
Yeah, secretly the spell succeeded. Yes, an 18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
How do I do short sword damage? 7 damage.
7 points of damage. So you sort of like jump and weave around Walter, getting into the front, and you thrust your short sword forward. You catch him unawares as he's sort of focused on Alar. You slip your blade past his defense and catch it in a split, a seam in his armor. It gives like a. You see the blade comes back away red on the tip with blood. Anything else?
I mean, I know he'll swing at me, but I'm gonna back up again. I just wanted to hurt somebody because I barely hurt anybody last time.
Yeah, he will use his reaction to take a swing at you. It's gonna be a 16 to hit.
If that hits, yeah.
Dealing. Ooh, I throw my dice on the ground.
Doesn't count then.
Well, I re-rolled it, but I'm gonna give you the floor roll because it's less brutal. You take 11 points of slashing damage.
Christ, I gotta get out of here. Okay.
But you
Well, I mean,
successfully.
how far are you running?
I'm taking whatever's left of my movement all the way back 30 feet.
Okay.
or whatever.
Well, you can't go. You can only go back. You went 5, 10 forward. You can go 5, 10 back.
Okay.
Because then, like, there's door behind you after that.
Okay.
The hallway's only 15 feet.
Just getting
okay.
away from you.
Alrighty, so you jump in, stab, back up, get like absolutely savaged on your way out.
Stabbed in return, yeah.
And you are back next to.
In the back of my head, I'm just thinking, where the hell is the return sparrow from High Haven?
Go ahead, Walter. What are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna point at the guy that tried the pajamas guy.
Yep.
Say, hey, chill, and then I'm gonna cast Frostbite. He has to make a DC 15 con save.
He rolls a 9. His con,
Great.
surprising no one. Actually, his con is not terrible. But that only gives him an 11.
Okay. So he's gonna take. God, change the page. What are you doing? He's gonna take 8 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And he has disadvantage on his next weapon attack roll.
Okay.
I assume he's gonna not do that, but
Probably not going to affect him too much.
if he's concentrating on anything though.
No, my great sword hand. What have you done? He is not currently concentrating on anything. I don't think.
This doesn't affect his ability to concentrate. Just like he'd just have to make a check if he was doing something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to move. I'm going to stay where I'm at, just to not block that extra space in front in case anybody wants to jump into melee, and also
Okay.
so I have a clear view of people ahead of me.
Alrighty. I'm gonna make a roll real quick. Okay. Alrighty. Alar, that will finally bring us to you.
All right. No longer have a flanking buddy, unfortunately.
Sorry, I was gonna die there.
No, I don't think it's going to matter much. I'm pretty sure 14 doesn't hit the guy in armor.
Does not. No, it like gets off his armor.
Okay. That is the sum total of my actions. I don't have a flanking buddy, and nobody's going to get up in here, so I guess I'm going to be trading hits with folks until I either kill them or they drop me.
Alrighty. Let me just double check. Somebody might be able to tell me quicker than I can look it up. The loading action means they have to use an action to reload it, right?
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so guy number 1 is going to use his action. It's the Brotherhood agent's turn. Guy number 1 is going to use his action to reload his crossbow. And guy number 2 is going to move around his ally here. So this guy is going to move. This guy just reloaded. This guy.
So
Oh, okay.
not to make it worse for
I'm wrong.
us, I just reread it as well.
Yeah.
Specifically states, because of the time required to load this weapon, you can only fire one piece of ammunition from it when you use an action, bonus action, or reaction to fire it, regardless of the number of attacks you can normally take.
So
Gotcha.
that Ignean soldier, and they can normally make 2 sword
Okay.
attacks. With a crossbow, they can only make 1 attack.
Gotcha.
Okay, so my bad.
Then this other guy is going to move, and both Alar and Walter then are going to get a crossbow fired at them. Not great, gentlemen. A 3. Give me a second. Let me see what his modifiers are.
3 and a critical hit. Oh, what are the odds?
No, a 6 total. So a 6 against Alar. A 19 against Walter.
It just hits.
Ooh, just hits. You were gonna take 7.
It's a 4, not a 9. Never mind. How many?
7.
7.
That is both of their turns, and that is going to bring us to the top of the order with the Ignians. This guy is going to step into the hallway. The guy that Velza stabbed will step into the hallway, and the guy who was like in the corner will like step into position to replace him. Actually, I think this guy's gonna be gutsy. He's gonna step. He takes 2 steps. So he's actually he basically like sort of like slide parries his way right in right in the middle of Alar, Walter, Velza, and Braum. Like he's now here compared to you guys. And he's gonna make an attack apiece against Braum and Walter. Oh boy, not good. A 6.
Which guy is this?
What?
Which guy is this?
It's one of the Alien soldiers, the one Velza stabbed.
Is Braum close enough? I thought he was offset back a little bit. Or is he like
Braum and Velza are as far back as they can get inside that hallway. He moved from here. He started here.
Yeah.
He went
It's
5.
oh, I see where Braum
10.
is. Okay. Yep.
And Braum is here. So he went bop against both of you guys. And then this guy that was here moved into this position to take his place. So he makes an attack. It is a... What are we at here? It's only a 10 against Walter. And it's a 15 against Braum.
Does not hit.
2 misses. Okay. He kind of like skitters in here and makes 2 kind of quick, just attempts at that slashes with his sword, but you guys manage to deflect the blow. Alar is going to take a pair of attacks from each of these guys. Oh, not good on this first guy's part. A critical failure and a 14.
14 hits.
Okay. The other guy, 2 hits. So you're gonna get hit 3 times, Alar.
I will uncanny dodge the second.
Okay.
Of the 3 hits.
The first hit is 5 damage.
Okay.
Second hit would have been 10, is 5 damage.
Okay.
And the third hit is 6 damage.
Okay, so 16 damage altogether. Alright.
That is all of their turns for right now. Pajamas is going to
A whole bunch of damage.
roll a bunch of damage. That's true. Yes, he's in the blender. He's getting slap chopped.
D&D is taking a while to load it. It rolled the dice. Give me the number. 17 points of damage.
Okay. He takes 17 points of damage. Alrighty. He's
I
taking.
rolled 8d4. Okay, that's why.
Okay, so he's blended. He is going to prioritize. He dives to the only location that he has to dive to get out of the blender, which is to the space that the crossbow guy just vacated. So he's going to move over there. He moves. He dives from like here into this corner. But that is going to put him out of sight of you guys. 'Cause there's like, I've been essentially envisioning that there's like a door here that is open. So he's like blocked from vision from you guys. So what he's gonna do instead is he is going to cast a spell that actually he can't. I don't think he can do that here. He's gonna hold his action for right now. Actually, that's what he's gonna do. So that is him. That is gonna bring us to Brahm. It's your turn.
Okay.
Is the slap chop a concentration spell?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are no longer flying. Not that that mattered in here anyway, but
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have deactivated that a while ago. I am gonna dispel daggers. It's no longer really doing any good.
okay.
Um,
Ability to move the cloud of daggers once it's cast.
I would say
No,
it is
I
painful
think-
terrain, but
yeah, I cannot move it.
it can
Okay.
be used better elsewhere, I think.
But there is a guy right next to me now, right?
Yes.
That guy is going to get Senior Chopasso to the face. Give me 15 to hit.
A 15 will not hit. He deflects it.
Son of a beach.
Anything else with your turn?
No.
Okay. You swing and he parries the blade to the side. Walter and Velza, that brings us to you two, as this soldier has just like waded into the hallway with you and is like currently.
I'm gonna like look at Velza and say, "Can you knock him over?"
Knock who over?
The soldier.
I can hurt him, hopefully.
All right. Well, let me try something first, and then I'm going to like pull out Old Faithful, and I'm gonna try to shove him.
Okay.
So I'm going to make an athletics checks against him, and he has to make an athletics or acrobatics to try to like not be knocked over.
Yeah, I'll make an athletics check against you.
I got a 7, so unless he does poorly on his athletics or whatever.
Well, he got a 17. So
So I'm just like, gonna like shove him with the shovel, and it's like, it's like, oh, yeah, the wall's there, isn't it? And I'm gonna use my bonus action to shillelagh.
Okay.
So I can't make an attack with it. It's just
You
like
shove him, and then the shovel begins to like glow as it's like pushed against his like breastplate, which is probably confusing enough in its own right that it gives him a second of pause. Velza, what are you gonna do?
Heck if I know. Let me just read something really quick because I don't ever play this class. I'll deal with that later. I'll read it while you guys are going next. I'm going to firebolt this guy that Walter
Okay.
tried to hit.
So go ahead and make an attack at disadvantage.
Disadvantage because we're right clear each other.
Yeah, he's like right up in your face.
Math is fun. 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Oh, thank God. I was like, I don't think that's gonna hit, but okay.
Yes, 17 does hit.
Okay. Why do I never? There we go. 14 points of damage.
Okay, that is powerful. Alrighty.
Spicy hands.
He is slammed by this spark of fire that springs from your hand and strikes into him. It singes his armor. He goes sacre bleu, because we remember they're all French. These guys. It hits him. He's ah! But he is still on his feet. But he is looking a little worse for
Unhappy.
wear at this point. Okay.
I just awkwardly smile at him. Oh crap.
Make another roll real quick. Oh my god. Okay. You guys are in this hallway, absolutely fighting for your lives in this close quarter with these dudes. And you hear from behind you. It's not going to come through the mic. You hear a kind of like a low resonance, like hissing noise.
Oh no.
And then you hear like kind of like a glorp, 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 glorp.
Oh.
And then the door behind you just goes like and like crumples in on itself. And standing in the doorway, holding a like two pieces of the containment crate that it came out of, and pinning like that monochromatic like thing. Just like basically taken it and just like mushed it into the door until the door melted in Osrius. And he goes,
Oh.
duck!
I hit the ground.
Can we all use our reactions? to duck?
He used his action. He did use his action to melt the door, but he goes duck, and then he lifts the thing up over his head and gets ready to throw it. I had it written down from last time that Osrius found the black pudding, and then I set from the time you guys engaged in this combat, I set a 3-round timer where. Or I set basically like he had to make a certain DC check to get like closer to you guys each round, and I said once he made 3 successes, he would arrive in the fight, and he succeeded his first round, and then he just rolled a nat 20.
Oh.
These death save rules, and I was like, here's Oz.
Perfect.
So Oz is now standing in the hallway of the chamber up here, holding a black pudding above his head in like chopsticks style. Or well, it's like white people using chopstick style because he has one in each hand and he's holding them like this. But that is going to be his whole turn for this round, which will bring us to Alar.
Alar crouches down, looks at the now confused and possibly terrified Ignean soldier, and in Ignean he tells him, "Make your peace with your false god," and he'll stab him.
You're stabbing the one in the hallway or the one?
The one in the middle of us.
I imagine the one that's like stupidly surrounded by 4 adventurers. That's a
I need to clear as much space as possible if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh, thank the gods that hits. That's a 26. I hope a 26 hits.
That's 26 away.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, I'm done. So let's see. Using booming blade, so that is 7 points, and sneak attacking, so that is 22 points, and let's throw a little bit of thunder damage in for a little bit of spiciness. 27 points, 22 piercing, 5 thunder.
I think like the door explodes open and like everybody for a second looks like the fight just comes to like a screeching halt. And before this guy like has like quite recovered enough from like the Goliath holding an ooze that just like busted in, you just run him through from behind and just pull your sword back out, and he like collapses dead to the ground. He is no more. Okay. Anything else, Salar?
Nope. Besides, ducking.
Okay. That is going to bring us to the Brotherhood guys. So they're going to take 2 shots with their crossbows again at Alar and Walter. God, they are not... These guys are having a bad time tonight.
They're firing from a crowded room. I don't know what they expected.
They're they're literally shooting like a hallway full of people with their crossbows, and they can't hit anybody.
Yeah.
An 8. And so an 8 against Alar and a 10 against Walter. So the 2 crossbow bolts go like into the ceiling and the floor respectively. The one guy just like turns the other goes like, "God, Terrence, we made it, dogs, didn't we?"
The other guy's named Philip.
That would be reductive. Okay, so they both miss. And that will bring us to the top of the order, the Ignean soldiers. This guy is dead. This guy is going to step into the hallway. This guy will move over to make room for... so there are 3 Igneans left. And they basically, like, sort of arrange themselves so that they're basically, like... They're in the 3 squares adjacent to Alar. So Alar is going to get attacked 4 times, and Walter is going to get attacked twice.
Okay.
This bread.
That's 2 on the dice, so that's not going to hit for sure.
This man is attacking with a baguette.
So the first guy, the better of his 2 rolls is an 18.
Hit.
And the second guy, the better of his 2 rolls is a 15.
Hit.
Okay. The other ones were like a 2 and a 4, so he's
Okay.
of his
I will
uncanny
uncanny.
guys' 4 attacks. You get hit twice.
Okay, I will uncanny dodge the first hit.
Okay. So you will take 4.
Okay.
That's pre-halved, so you'll take 4.
Thank you.
Or post-halved, I guess. And the second one is going to be 7 slashing damage. So
Okay.
4 and 7, respectively. And then Walter, against you, pair of 3s.
Oh,
Nope,
nice.
pair of 3s. Two clean. I might have to like put these dice in timeout tonight. They have been
No, I like these dice.
phenomenally low.
I'm okay
They're
with
my
this.
favorite dice you have, Matt. Don't do that.
Well, last time we
Last week
played,
they
I
were
do
killing
believe
me.
you had like 7 crits in the night.
You guys
Yeah.
are, it's
Yeah.
making up for it tonight. Tonight they're rolling poorly. The dice gods are in your guys' favor tonight.
So far.
Well, we've called attention to it. Now we're in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now you've ruined it. Thank you.
That was their turn. So one of them managed to slash at Alar. The other one continues to attack. Or 2 of them managed to take some chunks out of Alar. One of them sort of cuts in Walter's direction, but he's trying to protect his flank from Alar at the same time. So he's not quite as capable of slipping past your defense as you kind of like pang pang knock the sword aside with your shillelagh'd shovel, which will bring us to the wizard, Now that the cloud of daggers is gone, he's going to move back into the position that he was in before, like dead center of the hallway there. And he is going to cast... He's going to cast Magic Missile at 6th level. So that's 3... 3 second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So that's 8 bolts total. He's gonna send 2, 4, 6, 8. I think he's gonna send 2 apiece into all of you guys except for Osrius. He's gonna go right down the line. He just holds out his hands and just like these little missiles. So we'll do 2 apiece for each of you guys. Alar. 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Walter. 6 points. Belza. 6 points. And Brahm. 7 points. I rolled 6 points of damage for each of you guys. The combination that got us there was not the same for any of them.
I was like, this he's being nice and he's using the standard default damage.
Nope,
for Magic Missile for us.
I rolled 6 points of damage every each of those 3 times, and then Russell got 7 points.
A little extra because you did frappe him.
Yeah, fuck you in particular. So that is going to be his turn, as he just like fires these magic missiles down the corridor in your guys' direction. He yells out in Elvish, in Ignian, to his compatriots. He says, "Hold them off. We must not let this chamber fall until the rest of the force is here." That is going to bring us to Brom.
Okay. Still not. I'm not gonna waste it on the spell slot. Is that guy still next to me?
No, he's dead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I get to the robes, McGee?
No, there are 3 soldiers between him and you.
Keep in mind, Oz said duck.
Yeah, Oz is directly behind you with a black pudding over his head.
Okay. Then I know what I'm gonna do.
Wait on me. Yeah.
Let me just make sure I don't think I used all of it yet. Yeah, I'm going to use a charge of the Bandor,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Entangle on that man.
Ooh.
Does that have an area effect?
20 feet.
That's gonna. I'm pretty sure that's gonna get all of us. Or
Uh,
at the very least, it's
if
going to
if
get.
it's in the room, then it
No,
would
if
be
he-
the entire other room plus like the first 5 feet of the hallway.
the
Well,
room
it says
is feet deep.
range / area is 90 feet / 20 feet. I don't know what that means.
The area is 20 feet.
Areas. So if you shoot that into the back of like the very back of the room, you will get everybody in the room, but you will also get Alar and Walter will be in the area of that.
That seems like an acceptable loss.
Fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
That'll be-
I will. I'll
That's-
take the risk.
He got that evil laugh. That is not what I thought he was going to do. I thought something else was coming.
What? What did you think I was going to do?
No, you got to come up with these with shenanigans on your own. I can't tell you.
No, well, if he's got a black pudding, I was like, I know what I can do to make sure that man can't dodge a black pudding.
Alright, do we have to make a save, or does everybody have to make a save for Entangle?
Oh, I just closed it. Let me.
Yeah, we have to make a strength save. Wonderful. What's your save DC, man?
It is 16.
Okay, well, I'm entangled.
Walter is also entangled.
But you know what? Alar's just gonna start laughing. Just bug wild, crazy laughter. Like, okay.
Okay. You strum the bandor, and like from your feet across the like stone tile, there's like, and then just a burst of these like, you know what? I don't think they're vines. I think,
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range.
but I think for since this is a Brahm Replux spell cast from this bandor, I don't think they're vines. I think they've got to be like
They're instrument strings. I think we have established that.
heartstrings, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I. Yeah, I think I've only cast it once.
Wrap these guys up in these like resonating guitar strings, just like lash onto these guys. You get 4. You get both Brotherhood guys in their transit authority outfits. You get 2 of the 3 remaining Ignean soldiers. You don't get the third Ignean soldier, and you don't get the wizard.
Holy shit.
Shockingly, with a natural 20,
Oh, okay. All right.
succeeds the strength check.
Figures.
But you do get most of the others, so they are considered restrained at this point, which means that they are 0 speed, can't move. Attack rolls will have advantage against them. Their attacks will have disadvantage, and they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So, anything else, Brahm, as these grasping tendrils of vines begin to grab onto most of these guys, as well as Alar and Walter?
Yeah, I'm going to. Let me just check if I have any left. Yeah, I'm going to give Alar a bardic inspiration to maybe help. Well, whose strength is weaker between the two of you?
I have an 8, so I have a -1. I assume.
Give it to him.
Okay, so I'll give it to Walter to help him possibly break out.
What is your inspiration die?
1d8.
I'm gonna pull a D8 out because I'm gonna use that.
Right.
Oh, show.
In fact, it is in fact Walter and Velza's turn.
Alright, now I have to use my action.
You would have to use your action to try and break out of the entanglement.
That's fine. Okay, I'm going to attempt to break out of the thing. So I have to.
Well, strength save, DC 16, I believe, right? That's your spell save, Russell?
Yes.
I'm not even gonna waste the bardic inspiration. I rolled 3, which which becomes a 2 after my thing.
No.
So I don't have any bonus actions. I have no spells. So I'm gonna like try to struggle with it and then just kind of like.
Okay.
If my speed is 0, can I like choose to lay prone? While entangled? Like just really bury myself in there?
A weird question. I feel like for now my ruling is going to be no, based on the fact that like when you're already prone, it takes you 5 feet of movement to stand up, or it takes you half your movement to stand up. So like getting up and laying down. If you find something that contradicts that, I guess let me know. But like if you're prone, you have to use half your movement to stand up. So like if you have no movement,
According to the rules, you can drop prone without using any of your speed.
Interesting. Okay, that's fine then.
But the cost is that it costs half your movement to get back up. So, like, if I drop prone because my movement speed is 0, I cannot get
Yeah,
back up.
we'll say you can give in to the guitar strings that will pull you flat into the ground. But like you are going to be absolutely pinned to the ground until you break out of them.
Yep.
Okay,
Alright.
that's
I
fine.
am now prone and restrained, so don't hurt me.
Good. And the guy is directly next to you.
Well, hopefully he's also.
He is restrained. Which means he would have disadvantage on his attacks, but then he would have advantage because you're laying down, which means he's going to make straight attacks against you.
Yeah. Well, he'd have advantage because I'm restrained anyway. So.
Oh my god, we have too many status effects here. Velza, what you got?
Is the guy that's laying next to Walter or that's near him? He's one that's entangled, yes. And is he hurt at all?
He is not.
And you have clear line of sight now because I am on the floor.
And is the wizard looking hurt at all?
He has also not been hit.
No,
the wizard got blended.
Oh, the wizard got blended. Sorry, yes,
the wizard got blended and failed a con save.
Wizard has taken 25 points of damage. Other than that, you guys have pumped all of your attacks into that one guy who is now dead, or all of your successful attacks anyway. I forgot to move his damage token over with his when he removed spaces.
I look back at Oz and I say, throw it in the room. I kind of squat down, and then I am going to firebolt the guy right next to Walter.
Okay, roll the hit.
To try to make it so he cannot hurt Walter.
Restrained.
Yes. My close is at disadvantage for how close I am?
Nope, you are.
No,
Okay,
he's on the other side.
Okay, I couldn't visualize the space. Thank you.
And he's restrained, so you're at advantage.
It's a nat 20 to hurt him.
Yeah, okay.
If I roll well, this might work out really well. If I roll well.
Yep.
I always feel like I'm rolling the wrong thing, but I am rolling the right thing. That's... Why can't I do simple math? I'm so sorry. So that's 7 damage on the dice, so 14 damage total to him.
14 damage. He staggers back against the restraining.
You should be at 2d. Well, never mind.
Yeah, it's 2d10, and I did not roll great, so I got 7 total, so doubled to 14.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Cool.
He staggers back, but he is still on his feet. That is going to bring us to Osrius. Elsa, you go throw it in the room. He goes, yeah. That's the plan. And he's gonna make a athletics. He's gonna heave this this black pudding as hard as he can. Which is I haven't actually pulled up his stat sheet. The die is a 15, and I'm sure he's got at least a +6 on his.
He should play. I think he has a +9 to athletics.
Yeah, so he's fine. He throws this black pudding clear over all of you guys, and it lands basically right in the middle, in the space in the middle of the soldiers and the wizard, with this just sort of splorch noise. And I'm gonna add the black pudding to the initiative. Black pudding is gonna go last. Which actually works out well because we're almost at the pudding. Okay. That is its turn, or Oz's turn anyway. He's going to use his movement to step up into the space where the dead guy is and stand over him, and begin to move in. That's as close as he can get because there's guys in his way after that. He comes in. He's got a mop bucket with him, and he wheels the mop bucket in, and then he pulls the wooden haft, and it was just his axe was in the mop. The What's the max out?
Yes.
I salute his commitment to vermicelitude.
So that is Osrius's turn, which is going to bring us back to Alar, I believe.
All right.
Not
well,
the pudding.
No,
no.
Pudding is dead last.
Okay.
We're at like the bottom third of the initiative here.
I forgot Alar was all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, I rolled like crap. I'm not gonna bother taking a disadvantage swing at someone because I can't sneak attack them. So wizard guy, wisdom saving throw.
The dice is a 16, 17 total.
Never mind. Nothing
Uh,
happens.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Nope, that was it. I was trying to cast Toll the Dead. So
Okay. The
he
two
succeeds.
guys, they're gonna go. They're gonna shoot their crossbows at the black pudding because they comes in like Jesus Christ. They roll a 19 and a 12 plus thing.
Yes.
Definitely gonna
Please.
hit the pudding.
Please use that on the black pudding and not on our squishy dead bodies.
Definitely two definite hits against the black pudding. So they're gonna deal. The hell is there? 3, 8, 14. Nope. Not 10 points of damage to the black pudding. Okay, that is going to be their turn. They like back against that like back wall, but there's really nowhere for them to like get out of this chamber. As the black pudding begins to like sort of like rise up in this sort of like pseudopod
Are
tendril.
they entangled?
Yeah, they're
They
function
were already near the wall. Okay.
wise they're not actually able to move anywhere. They're just able.
We're like, got it.
Although actually, let me re-roll their. No, it doesn't matter. I did re-roll their attacks at disadvantage, but they'll hit anyway. Yeah, but they're just like against these restraints, like cuddling the wall because they're already all the way back there. That's going to be their turn, and now at the very end of the order, the black pudding. So the black pudding is going to reach out and it is going to whip one of the two guys who just shot it with the crossbow. At advantage. It's only a 14. I don't think is going to do it. No. So it misses. However, it is a large creature and it has been thrown into this space. So we're getting a little funky with the strict mechanics here. But it's like it's on these four dudes who are in these four spaces. Because like there's nowhere else for it to be. So it's like starting to like ooze around these guys' legs and stuff. So I'm gonna have them take take some acid damage from it just to like kind of codify it being like onto them. So all three of these soldiers and the wizard are gonna take d8 of acid damage. 6 points apiece. Acid damage, acid damage, acid damage, and acid damage. Okay, so that is not ideal. These guys are like, chaos, bedlam, as there's just like a pudding just all over these guys. That is its turn. That's going to bring us to the top of the order, where the Ignians are now going to go. And I think one who is not restrained. He'll make his attacks first. He's going to attack the pudding twice. He'll hit twice, dealing 14 points of damage to the pudding. And what you guys see happen is as he like swings his sword through it, you see his sword begin to like bubble and boil. The metal is like starting to be like eaten away. So he's gonna take a -1 damage to his sword for that attack. The guy in the hallway still, who's not in the pudding, is going to use his action to try and break free. He rolls a 19, so he is unentangled successfully.
Boy.
Guy in the hallway with you. The other guy who is entangled is also going to take 2 attacks of the pudding at disadvantage. Would have been a crit. It's a 4 instead. But luckily, even with a 4, it's a 9 total, so he still manages to hit the pudding. And the other one is a nat 1, so he does actually manage to beef one on the pudding there. He'll only hit it 1 time. 4 plus... So okay, he takes 7 points of damage to the pudding. Okay, let me double check something on our boy here. Okay, not quite. Alrighty. Oh, that's actually not true, huh? I've been using this this mechanic incorrectly. Because here is what happens as these guys all hack into this thing. He's been hit with long swords, right? They come in with long swords. 2 boiling long swords come back. They slice down like the pudding. It's oozy body offering no resistance to the swords. You hear the like clang of sword hit ground beneath this thing. And as they bring their swords up, the panic increase as now there are 4 black puddings in the room as they get into it and it divides. So they have cut this guy. All right, so we're gonna put a pudding in each of these 4 squares now, basically on each of these guys. And all they managed to do was cut it into smaller pieces, and they begin to like clamber up onto these guys' bodies, and they're like trying to slap it off of them. That is gonna be them. That's gonna bring us to the wizard. Who is going to take another 8 points of acid damage. And he, like, snarls. And he is going to pull in both of his hands. You see... he's got something in his hand from his spell book, or from his like spell pouch, and he like almost like a stage magician. He just like he sort of like snaps his hands together, and you see like a spark of like a flash of like fire and smoke, but instead of like flashing out immediately, it remains there, and he like catches it, and then proceeds to pull his hands apart, and he enlarges it until a like cantaloupe-sized fireball like struggles against his hands. He looks down the hallway and he snarls and he says, "You will not for the Empire!" And he hurls a fireball down the hallway.
Oh boy.
So a 20-foot radius.
Is fireball something you can counterspell?
Yeah.
I do not want to get fireballed. I will be dead. I am counterspelling him.
Okay, what level are you using counterspelling?
It's my last spell. Hold on, I can't even see anything because I have it all minimized. Hold on, please. It's my 4th level.
It is a 4th level spell. Let me just check real quick. Double check the words here. Okay. You counterspell at 4th level. He goes, "For the Empire!" And he throws this fireball, and as it like comes down over his head, it just goes like and disappears. And he just follows through, just has like nothing in his hands. So there's like his 2 hands come down, and he goes like, "Fuck."
Wow, what a metaphor for the whole empire.
Oh god.
Alar just starts laughing again. Where's your false god now? He says in Ignian.
Velza is full on speaking in like Sylvan gibberish, having a slight panic attack as she's still crouching near the ground in front of us.
Okay, so that is his turn. As he is like, his fireball just poofs out like a dusty fart, as he's like engulfed by black pudding. You see the oh. That's all he's got. He's got nothing else to do on his turn. Brahm, it is your turn.
I believe we agreed that soiling yourself was a free action.
Soiling yourself is a free.
He is certainly able.
You'll never know though, because the black pudding does like dissolve it immediately.
No, it's upsetting.
Brahm, what you got?
Give me a quick refresher on like the lowdown of where everybody is now.
You are in the back of the hallway. You were directly like back against the door. The door is now like a pile of termite-eaten looking like corroded away wood and metal. So the hallway is behind you. Velza is directly next to you. Walter is directly in front of you. Osrius
On the floor.
On the floor. Osrius is diagonal from you, next to Walter. Alar is in front of him. And then, like, when you get into the room, there are... This is going to be fucking incomprehensible to you, but this is... So this is you. Velza. Walter, Oz.
Walter is on the floor because he...
I'm laying
Straight.
prone. I
With your spell, and he laid down.
Oh, okay.
And then, so Alar is here, and then this is soldier, soldier, soldier.
Is Entangle still doing anything for anybody who's alive?
I think there are several people. Yeah, I think everybody's restrained. So
All right.
One of the soldiers did break out.
One of the soldiers is broken out. One of them never got held in the first place. So the guy in the hallway with you guys is no longer restrained. He broke out of it. The guy like directly behind him, this guy was never restrained in the first place. And then like the wizard is not restrained, but both Brotherhood guys and this third soldier are still restrained by your spell.
I'm gonna just go up to the one dude who broke out and attempt to sword him.
You have no path to him. Walter and Osrius are blocking your way.
Well,
I mean, Walter's on the floor. You can just like kind of straddle over him, I guess. But it is difficult terrain where Walter is anyway.
yeah, basically I don't really...
Yeah, you'd have to get into the zone and risk getting entangled by your own spell.
No ranged cantrips or.
I don't have a lot of spell slots. I mean, I have some spell slots left, but I also need to hold concentration on whatchamacallit, do I not?
You do, but like, do you have any cantrips you can use?
locally. I don't think they can do anything. I mean, I could good old fashioned vicious mockery.
Hey, if it hurts, it hurts. Right
Sass
now,
'em.
we've got
Uh, Wait, let's see. Vicious mockery does 2d4, and my bow does 1d6. Okay, so we'll vicious mockery.
Who are you vicious mockering?
The closest dude who broke out.
Okay. He's gonna make a wisdom save, right? 7.
Well, he'd heavily fails.
What are you mocking?
I'll turn to him and I'll say, like, this is really not gone how you expected, huh? And then it does 6 points of damage.
Yeah, and like air just goes like between the two of you, and it like his head snaps back like he's been punched, and he takes 6 points of damage.
He also gets disadvantage on his next attack roll. It looks like.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
The prone restrained person thanks you greatly for your service.
Yeah.
The other restrained person is also rather pleased with that.
So that was Brahm's turn, right? All right, Walter and Velza.
I'm gonna frostbite that man. He can make a save.
Okay.
Because I'm not making attacks. I'm not getting up.
He gets an 18.
He saves.
So
Yeah.
from laying down, his arm is like fully strapped to the ground. Walter's like shoots off his spell. Alrighty.
Yeah, it's a frostbite. Alright, Belza, you're up. Please.
I'm going to firebolt the wizard because I am sick of him.
Roll
Yes,
the
kill the wizard.
Okay. Oh, I'm now afraid. Why can't I cannot remember anything for her. I can't remember anything ever. What am I saying? 16 plus 6 to hit.
Yes. 16 plus
Okay.
6.
That's 2d10. Pray for high numbers, guys. 17 damage. 9 and an 8.
Alright, hang on a second. I'm really kind of close on this one. Let's see.
I'm very happy with that, but I'm also like, why couldn't you both be higher? But I'll take it. I wanted to obliterate him. That's what I wanted.
You very nearly obliterate him. He's still the pudding is basically just like in the process of like engulfing him, and you hit like the one piece of like his chest that's still exposed with the firebolt, and he like rockets back. He's still on his feet. Somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even you're almost sure that actually like the pudding is probably holding him up at this point more than he's standing on his own power. Anything else?
I'm staying low to the ground and still wondering where the heck anyone else is to help us.
Okay.
I mean, it's been 2 minutes of combat, so
I know.
or maybe 5 since the invasion began.
I'm talking about the whole night from like the second we started. From the second I got hit with that ooze downstairs way back when to
Oh,
now,
okay.
I'm a little bit tired.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay, that's gonna bring us to Osric, who is going to he's just gonna great axe to make 2 attacks with his great axe against this guy. This restrained. Oh my god, two attacks at advantage against the restrained guy. Oh my god, he crits! He crits up. And the second one is an 18 plus 8. So he hits. He has something called brutal critical, I'm pretty sure.
Let me see
I'm digging it up. Hold on.
see. Actually, I
Under
don't-
class features.
When you start a melee attack to determine critical hits, extra damage lets you roll 2 extra weapons damage dice, but that's at 13th level.
when you roll, you can roll 1 additional weapon damage die when determining extra damage for critical hit with a melee attack.
Yeah. He does have brutal critical. You can
Yeah.
roll 1 extra,
He's gonna
1 additional.
Let's see. He's gonna do
4d12.
He's gonna do 4d12.
Good God.
I need more d12s.
Four d12 plus 4.
Hmm.
I guess plus plus 8.
Okay. Yo, Osrius does 60 points of damage with his axe. The axe does not actually slow appreciably from like the time it enters the top of that guy's head until it like exits like the gooch region beneath as he just splits that guy clean in two. I have never rolled even close to that amount of damage as a player character in my entire life. My entire history as a player in D&D. I've never managed to do that much damage.
All right, this
Except with somebody else's character.
I had to. I absolutely had to. I am gifting Osrius 5 gold, which is from the remains of that poor soul that he just.
I've Kroll just like rolls out of the guy's coin purse.
Is that a that's not a euphemism.
It's
No.
oh god, oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, the side of his body that
Yeah.
has has his wallet on it hits the ground and 5 gold rolls out. Yikes. So that guy's super dead.
Marvelous.
Osrius is gonna use his movement and he just takes 1 step forward. Does he have to fight against the entangle?
It's no, he doesn't have to fight it. It's just difficult terrain.
Yeah, he just takes 1 step forward to step like up to the next guy, and he just goes like, just like neck
Oh
pop.
boy.
Okay, that's Osrius' turn. Alar, that brings us to you.
Crap. I should drop the wizard, but yeah. Wizard gets to make another wisdom saving throw.
That one.
Okay. 2d12. 13 points of what is told it? Oh god, it's been a while since I've
It's
done that.
necrotic, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 13 points of necrotic damage.
There is a like dolorous boom that rings throughout the air, and you see like what isn't being enveloped by black ooze of the wizard goes like, and like black veins creep up his face and like into his like eyes, into the sclera of his eyes, and then the black pudding just goes like, and like closes around him, and the form just then collapses into the ground back into a pile of ooze as his body is instantly just like engulfed. He is dead.
I look at the soldier that Oz has just stepped up to, and in Ignia I go, "You're next."
He like bares his teeth at you and he says, "We only have to hold you long enough." That is. Whoop. That is the Brotherhood's turn. They're gonna take more acid damage from oozes. They're both gonna take shots at the. One of them's gonna take a shot at the ooze that's like in his buddy's space. At disadvantage, he'll still hit. He will deal. Okay, he will kill that pudding. So one of the 4 puddings is killed by a crossbow bolt from the one of the Brotherhood goons. Freed from his pudding prison, the other Brotherhood goon is going to take a crossbow shot at disadvantage at the pudding on the guy, the like soldier near Alar, and hit, and he will kill that pudding. 2 of the 4 puddings are now dead. There's a pudding in the space where the wizard just died, and there is a pudding like clambering all over the guy diagonal from Alar still. But the Brotherhood guys are now pudding free, as is the soldier directly in front of Alar. Both Brotherhood guys are still entangled, however. So that is going to be their turn, which brings us to the pudding. So the 2 remaining puddings are going to slap at the Brotherhood guy. And the soldier that they are on top of. One of them will hit, and the soldier is going to get hit. It's going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 18 points of acid damage.
Ooh.
Which is enough to kill him. So this guy like readies his sword as he's like trying to fight this thing off, and it just like a pseudopod just like comes around from over his back and just goes like around his neck, and just you hear like the crack of vertebra as it just like breaks his neck, and he crumbles down to the ground, and it begins to like eat him. So he is now dead, leaving you guys with 1 soldier, 2 Brotherhood guys, and a pudding in the back.
There's 2 puddings left or 1?
2 puddings left. Sorry,
Okay.
and the one like eating the guy in front of Alar. That is going to bring us to the top of the order. The single remaining Ignean soldier is going to take 2 swings at Alar. 16.
Is that the guy?
Thing.
Is he the one that had vicious mockery?
No, the one that got vicious mockery then got killed by a pudding.
Okay.
Bad as it is for me, he has advantage because I am restrained.
Oh, okay. Then his first one definitely hits, and his second one, he's gonna hit you twice.
Okay. I will attempt to uncanny dodge the first one.
Okay. The first one is gonna be would have been 11. You will take 5.
Okay.
And the second one is gonna be 7 points of damage.
Just enough. I'm at 0.
Okay. Alar drops unconscious as the soldier slashes him twice. And I think he's going to. Yeah, what he's going to do with the remainder of his turn, as Alar drops, he slips past Alar's defense. 2 quick swings, and Alar like falls to the ground. He like brings his sword around, and he plants the tip of his sword directly against the unconscious Alar's like neck, and he looks up at the group of you, and he says, "Don't move." or I will kill him. That is this guy's dead. Brahm, that is going to be your turn. This guy has his blade against unconscious Alar's throat.
That was the I'm gonna end this man's whole career knuckle crack.
I
Pretty
hope
sure.
it is. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna trying to think what has the best chance of. Yeah. We're going to Crown of Madness him. So he's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
He rolls a 6.
He super fails.
The soldier holds his blade against Alar's throat as his prone form lays on the ground. He looks at you, and you guys watch as Brahm quickly works a spell, and materializing out of the air and as if burning out of the ether, this jagged, twisted crown, this band of metal barbs appears around his head, and his eyes glint and burn with madness as he fails his save. And that's all that happens this round.
Yeah, because things happen on his turn.
Walter and
I
Bill?
also would have attempted to do that while moving the smallest amount, as I look like I'm complying
yeah,
with
that's
his thing. I mean, he knows he's got a crown of madness on him.
Yeah, you guys all see this happening, and Walter and Vilza is your guys' turn. Well, Walter, you sort of see it happening as you're kind of able to
Who?
see what's happening.
What's
Oh,
what's the present?
would that end the
Yeah, probably.
okay.
Oh,
I
it
think
does. Yeah. Okay.
That's I'm
It's
Yes, it is a
concentration.
concentration.
double
Yes,
check
your
to
entangle
make
will
sure.
end. Yes.
Ew, dope.
That's fine. I was meaning to end that dispel that anyways. Now it was doing more harm than good.
Is there anybody within 5 feet of this man who's crowned of madness besides me and Alar?
Yes. There are 2 puddings and one of the Brotherhood soldiers.
So he's handled.
Okay. Can I see?
I mean, if you want
the
to
map?
murder him,
Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm redrawing a cleaned up version for you right now.
Okay. Yeah, there's things I can do. Hey, I have inspiration somehow. Oh no. never mind.
Yes, you have bardic
I
inspiration.
do have
from...
bardic inspiration.
though. Let me just check if he takes damage. If it it turns off.
It does not say that he does.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Worst case scenario, he can't do anything to Alar in his next turn.
Yeah, I just need to see what the current layout is because I'm a little bit losty boy.
Currently looks like this in there. But there's Alar in the doorway, Osrius and you behind him, Brahm and Velza behind you. Immediately inside here, that's the soldier that just got Crown of Madness. Pudding. Pudding. Brotherhood goons.
There's something that I want to do, but I don't. As a player, I don't know if that works mechanically. And the answer is I want to try to gust the pudding into the soldier behind him, but I don't remember if they can like share a space.
I've been letting them share space because it's pudding, so.
All right, pudding attack.
attack.
I'm gonna. It has to make a DC 14 Strength save or be pushed back 5 feet. So that the pudding has to make a Strength save or be pushed back 5 feet.
Pudding rolls a 2.
Cool. I guess soldier behind the pudding from me just gets a pudding to the face.
He goes. Smack face. And he's like. Hits him.
And then I'm gonna use half my movement
It's more
to
like
stand up.
slurping noises.
Oh, it's worse. And then I'm gonna use half my movement to stand up.
Okay. Velza, what you got?
So one guy just got puddinged in the face.
Yes.
There's the one guy with the crown of madness, and then there's one other guy with currently nothing happening to him, right?
Correct. Well, nothing
You can have
physical. There's a lot of
nothing
psychological damage happening.
That's fine. I don't care about that. Not with him. I'm sticking to what's been working. I'm doing firebolts again because it's fun at this
Dude,
point.
the guy not.
That has nothing happening to him.
Okay.
Yeah. 16 plus 6 to hit.
Yep.
And 13 points of damage to him.
Right. Firebolt streaks past, slams into the Brotherhood guy in the back. And he kind of like staggers against the wall. The two.
As a physical theater of the mind note, Velza is still crouched down. She has not stood all the way back up. Tired as heck. Like, I'm just staying down here.
That's fine. You actually, at this point, you shoot like through Osrius's legs because he's standing directly in front of you.
Even better.
So Osrius.
So does that mean Oz
like,
counts as cover? Is Oz cover for me? At this
probably not. But I think they're more likely to attack Oz anyway. So he's more of a human meat shield than anything. Okay. That is gonna bring us to Osrius, who will step forward again. Twice, actually. So he'll move into the space that the pudding just got blasted out of. And he's going to make 2 attacks against the... he's going to make 2 attacks against... Maybe he's not. Because he definitely has seen you do something spelly to this one soldier. So I think he's going to attack the other guy instead. That just got firebolted. Because I don't think he is familiar with this spell of yours. But he like knows that you've done something. So rather than knock a spell off of somebody, he's going to attack the other guy. One of those will hit. He'll deal 10 additional damage to this guy. Who is still on his feet, but is now sporting a fresh axe wound to go with his burn that he got a second ago. That's going to be Oz's turn. Actually, Oz will rage at this point. He's got some left, so he's going to rage. So everybody around him is going to take fire damage. So that guy takes fire damage. Pudding takes fire damage. The soldier beneath the pudding takes fire damage. That pudding takes fire damage, and this soldier takes fire damage. So everybody gets burned a little bit as Osrius just steps into the room, axes a guy, and then goes like, and just like a gout of like flame tornadoes off of him, and washes over everybody around him. That is Oz's turn. Alar, go ahead and make a death saving throw for me. You do not have to tell us what the result is. Just mark it down.
Done.
Okay. The Brotherhood dudes, they're gonna switch from their crossbows to short swords and make 2 melee attacks apiece with them against Osiris. So the first guy rolls a 6 and a 2. And the second guy rolls a 3 and a 17. So Osiris will get hit once for what would have been 9, but will instead be 4 points of damage.
Halved.
Yeah, halved. That's going to be both of their turns, and that is it for them. And the puddings are going to go. So the first pudding's going to attack the guy that it's like on. Unsuccessfully. It'll still do its damage. It'll take another 4 points of damage. As he just gets like corroded a little. This pudding is going to swing at the Crown of Madness guy and miss somehow. And that's the pudding's turn. Ignian. So this the Crown of Madness guy is up now. And he, as Osrius has just like stepped in, he lifts his sword to coup de grace Alar. And hopefully at some point Brahm intervenes with his magic.
Would be nice.
Paying attention as the sword comes down.
Us all.
Yep.
So who's he attacking? Or what is he attacking?
There's multiple people within 5 feet, right? Because he can't move.
He can attack either a pudding, Osrius, or a Brotherhood goon.
All right, we'll have him go for the Brotherhood guy.
Okay. He will use his attack action. Against the Brotherhood guy. And he rolls a 10. So he misses. So he just like goes to bring his sword down on Alar and just goes like, ugh! Swings into like at the Brotherhood guy who's like grappling with a pudding and trying not to get murdered by Osrius, who like reels out of the way. But that's all he's gonna do on this turn now, is he's used his attack action. That is gonna bring us to Brahm. It's your turn.
There's still not a clear path down this hallway for me, right?
You can get into the broom now. You can go.
Can I get to Alar is the question.
You can get to Alar. You can go around Walter because Osrius is now out of your way.
What I'm going to do. I'm going to use my last 4th level slot to cast Cure Wounds. You get 20 points of health back.
All right.
Down
Not
to
dead.
2 second level spell slots and all my 1st level spell slots.
It's good.
The fight is not over, though.
Nope, definitely not.
In front of you. Okay. And Walter and Velza.
How far away is the nearest person from me?
10 feet.
Okay, it's 10 feet. Dope. They're getting whoever it is that's not Oz is getting 2 Eldritch Blasts unless the first one kills the first guy. Then
Roll the hit.
he's just does a 16 hit.
No.
Does a 19 hit.
Yes.
All right, that's gonna be a solid 5 points of force damage to whoever that was.
The Crown of Madness soldier.
Dope.
Sort of like thocks him and he staggers a little bit. Okay, Velza.
Going to also Eldritch Blast and like he just said I will aim for the guy that he just hit, the Crown of Madness guy.
Okay.
And if I take him out, I'll move it to the next one.
Okay, roll to hit.
Miss. Why can't I ever remember? 17 to hit.
Yes, 17 hits.
That's 6 points of damage to hit on the first hit.
Okay, he's still up after that.
Still up. Hitting him again. 20 total to hit.
Yes.
And 5 more points of damage to him.
Okay, he's still up, and he's still Crown of Madness, and he's just getting, like, hammered from all directions by laser light show eldritch blasts coming down the hallway. Alrighty. Alar. Nope, I'm sorry, Oz. Osrius goes, "Oh, we are hitting this one. Very good." And he's gonna turn and make an attack against him. Which will miss. He'll make his second attack, which will miss again. So he misses twice, and he's, "Oh, I should have stuck to these ones." So he unfortunately misses twice, but that will bring us then to you, Ar.
Alright. Half my movement to stand. I'm looking in the room at the bodies that I saw at the beginning of this whole mess. Is one of them holding or wearing a crystal thing?
Make a perception check.
20.
You do not see anything on either of them. It's pretty hard to see, though, because it's like there's basically like bodies and pudding all just like stacked on each other at this point, but you do not see anything.
What a party.
Got okay. Okay. Well, plan B. Attempt to stab. I'm going to attempt to stab the Crown of Madness guy since he's engaged. Actually, no. I'm going to try and end the pudding because we need to get these puddings taken care of. That's a 19 to hit.
You don't have melee with a pudding currently.
Okay, then I'll do the Crown of Madness guy.
Okay.
I'll use
What
whatever
hit?
movement. 19.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. Let's see. That's that. So 10 points piercing plus 29 points of piercing damage as Alar just moves into the room, stabs the guy, and starts moving to the.
You basically stab him and just like roll through his corpse to the ground. He goes down as you like push him down and past you, and he's like, "Long live the Empire."
It's already falling.
He is dead. So you can move. You can move forward basically one space before you would run into pudding. So you move into the room. You're now next to Osrius. There is a pudding in front of you. There is a pudding on a guy to your right, and then there is a third, another guy to his right.
Okay. Then that's what I do. And I yell back to the others. We need to find the crystals.
All right. The Brotherhood is gonna go. This guy is going to attack the pudding on his friend, which he will hit, and he will not kill. Actually, wait. Let me see. Yeah, not quite. So he damages that pudding, but it's still up. The other guy is going to attack Osrius with 2 short sword attacks, both of which will hit, dealing an additional... Sorry, storing dice. Would have been 11, will be 6 more points of damage to Osrius. sort of like slashes into him, and there's kind of like a flare of like desert flame across Osrius's rocky skin as the sword like fails to cut deeply, and Osrius just goes, "Halved." That is their turn, which will bring us to the pudding, which is going to attack the guy that it's on and crit. I'm not even going to roll the dice. It a pseudopod like comes out and then like whips around, and then alien style it like bursts through the back of his like through his back and like explodes at his chest, just like and he falls dead to the ground, slain. So that leaves you guys in the room with 2 puddings and 1 more Brotherhood goon.
Ooh, if he has not at this point, I'm assuming he's using his free action to soil himself.
We can only guess as to the state of his trousers at this point. That is gonna bring us to Ignians are dead. Brahm, who maybe can't hear me because he doesn't have headphones on.
It's objectively the best timing.
Brahm, you're up. There are
Okay,
2
what's what?
puddings. There are 2 puddings and 1 Brotherhood guy left.
Okay.
And you can theoretically get to pretty much anybody by like moving into you can move into the room now. You have like your way is cleared.
What looks the most banged up?
The Brotherhood guy is not in great shape. One of the puddings is also in pretty bad shape. You honestly, like, a pretty solid shot would probably take out any of these foes.
Okay, I'll go for the Brotherhood guy.
So you move into the room, you kind of like sidle around behind Osrius and move into melee range with the Brotherhood guy.
That's going to be an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. That's 8 damage. But
But wait, there's
I'm gonna
more.
use my last Bardic Inspiration to do. Where the hell is it?
Psychic Blades.
Yes, I can never find. where
It's on
Psychic
features.
Blade
I think it's an additional d6 of damage,
Yeah.
right?
is. Psychic Blade.
I think it's Bardic, whatever his Bardic die is.
So it's
Oh,
1d8 then.
Plus a d8 of...
Where the hell is it?
I mean, I'll tell you this much. It's not going to matter.
Okay.
You don't need to give me the damage. Any
But the
number
8
of
was not
damage.
enough?
The
Okay.
8... that was not enough, but it was not enough by an amount in which you cannot not kill him by adding more.
Alright, so
He was 1 point from dead, so Brahm like...
Actually, extra 3d6.
Holy shit.
No, that's a lot. Oh yeah, it is.
Well, I guess his head explodes.
Yeah, Brahm like comes in. You plant. You like leap and use one of your arms to like push yourself, kind of like up and around Osrius. And you come like flying out from behind Osrius, and as you land, you stab your rapier down like into this guy's collarbone, down into his chest cavity, and just and pull it back out, and he falls dead to the ground. Slain, leaving you guys only with 2 puddings left in the room here. And that is going to bring us to Walter and Belza's turns.
Just gonna look. Is Eldritch blast the puddings?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. I'm just gonna. I guess I'm just gonna blast the closest one and see what happens.
Okay.
If only I didn't close my character sheet. Where'd you go? There you are. All right. Hit number 1. Does a 12 hit them?
Yes.
Does a 14 hit them? Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And
So the
Belza,
fir- the
what
fir-
are
the-
your rolls?
So
And I'll aim for whatever one he's not at. I got a
So it's 6 total points of force damage.
Okay. And Vilza?
and I got a 10 and 11 to hit.
Both of
They
those hit.
both hit. Okay. And that's 6. That's 10 damage total.
Okay. In my mind, Walter and Velza are like Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, where they just
Dibs on Jackson.
up and they
Dibs
both
on Samuel
like,
Jackson.
you guys blow these puddings away. They are no more, and we are out of combat.
Okay, Alar is diving on one of the bodies that he saw when he first opened the door, and he's rifling around looking for a crystal, saying,
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, Walter's gonna look after the wizard and see what's left of his remains, if any.
Okay, you can make an investigation check there as well.
19.
Okay.
7.
Alar, you find nothing on those two corpses. Walter, you come away with like a handful of like paper pulp from like what was left of the spell book, but like you're rooting around in like black pudding remnants, so you kind of like you're not really sure what you're like what's in there.
Everyone search the bodies. We have to find those crystals.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dig. I'm not gonna actually. You know, I'm not gonna look. I don't feel like it would like be on the bodies if it is. It's covered in the goo at this point. Can I just search the room for anything?
Yeah, you can search the
That
room.
might. I feel like maybe like they might have like stashed it if these guys were loyal and like tried to save it.
Yeah, anybody who's like looking around can make an investigation check.
I'm gonna
22.
Use mage, I want to use Mage Hand to like search the viscera of that wizard pile again.
Okay, make another investigation check.
18.
Okay, so you guys everybody starts like frantically, you're searching the room, you're like kicking over bodies, there's like blood and gore and pudding remnants. Everybody's like filthy at this point, you're covered in like just gunk. Walter, with your mage hand, you start like gooping around in there, and you manage to pull out 2 carved crystalline keys, basically. They're
Alar's going to see it, grab one, and point at Velza. Grab that, and he's going to jab it into what looks like the proper space.
They're about yay long. They have like one end of them is like stone, and the other end is like a crystalline structure, which has been like etched into a part that has like grooves in certain orientations. Very easy to see. You guys look, you can see that sort of viewpoint you were looking at gives you a view down of the chamber below. And there is basically just like a sort of like slightly angled, almost like panel, and it has these 2 sockets in it where you would stick these things. As you run up and plunge them in, they like click click, and you hear the like grinding of stone as a like centerpiece to this panel slides back. In the chamber below, you see the Ignians are the Ignian battle force is flooding out into the city, and they're still coming.
Are there any Mithlindian soldiers down there yet?
You don't see any. You don't see any Mithlindian soldiers.
Okay,
If a resistance has been mounted,
it's not.
It's not in
easy,
here.
okay.
Like they're
That's fine. I was just
out.
like, in my head, I'm like, we're gonna like drop this, and we're gonna drop it on.
No, it's all
people
Ignians in there at this point. They've secured this station. There's probably 100 guys like surrounding the teleportation circle itself, like the thing that the rock is suspended over. It's like 100 guys like around that. A good, as they're coming through at this point, they're basically just being waved, like they're just like breaking into a run and going. It's been, all said and done, it's probably been 5-6 minutes since, since all of this started. So like you guys did all of this pretty quick, but like hundreds of soldiers are flooding into the city. This panel slides open, and there is just like a massive like turnkey thing inside it.
Okay. Burning it.
Alrighty, make a strength check.
Well, of course. 15.
You like force, and it's like it's tough at first, but it eventually like.
Oh yeah, he's running on full adrenaline, so it.
And you guys hear like from all around the interior of this thing. It's like you hear like mechanisms deep within these structures like moving, and then all at once the chains on the anchors that you guys released, they all of them go like and start to come in. Several of them go like a foot, and then you see like slam to a halt as the immovable rods stop them. But the ones that you guys disabled just begin to freely fall. And so part of the support of this net starts to like drop, and you guys did a lot on one side, so it starts to like fall sideways. As these like 7 chains drop away, the remaining 3 like hold for a moment, but then you see them too like break free as the weight is too much for the remaining immovable rods, it seems, and the whole rock just begins to fall, and it's in almost slow motion for a moment. Just the sky falls basically as this thing comes down, and when it hits the ground, you feel it like reverberate in your bones. It shakes the entire structure. You guys are like Star Trek style. You guys are like shaken. And instantaneously, just like the like viewing panel window thing that you're in just goes jet black, as just like a cloud of like debris and smoke and blackness just rushes up over the top of it and obscures your view of everything down below. And the rumbling just like continues. Everything is like it feels like the whole place is gonna like shake apart. And maybe after 20-30 seconds, everything grows relatively still again. You feel these like after tremors, as like pieces of like the rock like break and continue to like crumble down and fall down. Pieces of like the sides of this building are like damaged by this whole thing. You can see nothing of the chamber below as everything. It's just like a complete like gray out as like the dust just coated that window, and has obscured your view. But everything grows still. And as the silence takes over again, the kind of like the rumbling stops and slows down. You guys can just make out the like shouting, disorganized chaos of Ignean voices, and the telltale like rhythmic of boots. The flow of reinforcements into the city is shut. You guys have successfully destroyed the teleportation network. But there are hundreds of hostile soldiers in the city of Niveria, and you can hear them flooding outward to attempt to lay waste to the capital of Mithlinde. And that is where we will end the session tonight.
Well, Oz, you were right. Val's not over yet.
Okay, so next week, Pirates. The week after, Fool's Errand. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to my players, as always, for playing with me, and we will return. The pirates are split up right now. Some of them went whale watching last week, and some of them are on their way back to the pirate city to warn of an incoming armada. So we will see what they are up to, and then we'll return here for probably the conclusion of our arc here in the capital city. To see what is to become of this small army that has invaded the very heart of the Mythlandian kingdom. So thank you once again to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. We will see you guys next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And be sure to check out other shows on Proficiency Bonus all throughout the week, pretty much every day, mostly around this time, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. ish. So we'll catch you later. Thank you for watching, and good night.